Shalom, shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of great Muslim who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect, pushing the word across the four corners of earth, risking your life to do so. And we're constantly trying to warn the flock, constantly keeping the eye on things and the temperature and what's going on, which right now it's a lot going on. Right? It's a bunch of stuff going on, like up here in Chicago. I'll turn this stupid music off. Some dude downtown randomly put a cross up and then burned the cross. Okay, here's a better look at him. And this is just another example of Christians, what you Christians believe in. Christian extremists. This is the kind of things they do. See, we just come out, we preach the gospel, looking for the elect, keep it moving. These Christians actually put in work, which Christianism is synonymous with white nationalism and white supremacy. These people are actually willing to, to make sacrifices. All right, Proverbs 16:4, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, evil, even the wicked for the day of evil. And we have to remember we're dealing with the sons of the wicked, who will not rest, who will not stop until they either be destroyed or the world and God's people are destroyed. All right, what does it say? Saying that they have but a short time, the devil will come down like a great wrath. That's the spirit on Esau. I notice a lot of them are kind of tapping out because they know this is it. Like with these elect Edomites, they're like, no, fuck that. We still riding, we still going. Right, the scriptures say what? Verse 5, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Right, it's a lot of you, it's a lot of different people from different enclaves. Right, because Edomite supremacy, aka white supremacy, is a worldwide thing. They're all on code. They all back each other up, even though there is infighting. There's a lot of that going on as of late. A lot of secrets being revealed. Right, Russia and Ukraine is two Edomite nations. Right, but one of them is trying to be under NATO EU rule, which is Ukraine. Right, the other one, Russia, is trying to assert and establish dominance. Right, which is why you see the U.S. moving so much in this particular hemisphere. They're talking about we need to go into Cuba because Cuba has a lot of ties to Russia. Right, Cuba had a lot of people helping out the Venezuelans and their military and their government. But you still had leaks in there. That's how they were able to know exactly where the dude was and how to map out his estate exactly. Because he had spies amongst them. Right? And Esau has played this game, and that's why it's so dangerous. Right? Like you got the Northern Kingdom, they try to play the what's it called, white passing. That's why Esau makes sure though, with you legitimate Latinos, not you terrorists, so-called Edomites who have same features. That's why they make sure they put a difference though, white Hispanic versus Hispanic. Because they really just want to come amongst you, get with your women, and dominate you, while you're in a damn favela, having to eat out of the damn jungle while they pretty much run your country. And that's how Central and South America pretty much is run, Mexico included. And I was checking out, because that's what's in the news right now. Bread circuses, parties, games, fun, summertime. But best believe behind the scenes, They're planning, they're working, they can't sleep. The scriptures talk about that. Now check this out, because the Knicks Stadium is actually about a block away from where the Apostles used to teach. I believe it's 34th and Broadway, right up the street. We got Seinfeld, which it's been said Seinfeld might be Jake. You know, Amalek is funny too. Amalek is also funny. Right, because you have to have a certain intellect, you know, certain how to put stuff together. But even a lot of them are Israelites. We're going to know in the kingdom.
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
He said it don't exist. I ain't even thinking about it.
You got all that? There we go. There we go.
What the fuck is wrong with that dude, bro?
Oh my God, that was a fucking insane clip.
Shit, that's who he is.
That was an insane clip. Holy fuck, that was. He said it doesn't.
He said it doesn't exist. We don't acknowledge these people. We don't acknowledge you. You know, so even if he is an Israelite, he sees himself as one of them, right? A little covering. And you see these people, you know, just enjoying the day, being at the game. But then when they leave, it's right back to business. Right? Jake doing all of that, you know, which I watch sports, but Jake doing all of this, giving you every last ounce, last drop of sweat in a league that's owned by a little covering. All the teams are owned by Edomites. And you're doing all the work, and they making all of this money off of you. It's like the Knicks, niggas built up the name of the Knicks. And you would be a fool to never have representation. All right, but I want to get the prophecy, man. Ezekiel 39:1 says, "Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus saith the Most High, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." All right, Gog is Russia. Gog and Magog, you know, Russia and their lands. That which pertained to them. All right. Meshech meaning drawing out. Right? Meshech and Tubal are in modern Turkey. It says, "I will turn thee back," because they know war is gonna begin in that region. That's why they got to get at Iran. They got to try to, you know, bring them down, because that's one of the top adversaries in the region. Right? Then they're also getting at Lebanon too. You know, war is not just gonna stop. Right? Yeah, these people are fearful. It says, "But I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel." Right? So the Russian army will be in the valley of Jehoshaphat. They say that the north parts is talking about Turkey and those different parts of Asia Minor. Right? Because Turkey is also linked up with Russia. If you notice in Russia, like you said, I would put hooks in your jaws. They're reverting back to the old Russia, the old USSR Russia. Right, which was, man, that's basically like you watch the 80s, all these movies of the 80s. That was one of our chief opponents, the Cold War. You know, but this time it's a Cold War with more economic complexity. You know, now wars are fought through supply chains, logistics. You know, who's going to sponsor this? Who's going to bankroll these soldiers? And this is over a global scale, right? That's another thing. Communication. That was a thing for like over here in Chicago and a bunch of different, especially in cities over on the coastline. They used to actually have like anti missiles and anti infantry, what's it called, satellites and shit, because they were waiting to, they said there was for just in case they tried to invade. Right, and that was another thing too why the American people were treated a little better, because they needed them, and they thought in case they ever went to war. Once Russia kind of faded, if you notice, the quality of how citizens are treated also went down. A lot of older people told me that, because we didn't have an opponent anymore. So now it's like, well, fuck it, I don't need these people. It said, "And I will smite the bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand." Right? Basically, the Lord is going to take over these missiles that are being shot. Right? Because missiles are going to hit Israel. It said, "And will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel." So the people who possess the Holy Land in Ezekiel 36:5 are now about to have to fight against Gog. Let me see. I got another one. Yeah, while dumbass Americans are playing around this summer, Jake roaming around the city in packs and shit, these people are planning, plotting, coming up with the new wave of how we're gonna lock this place down justifiably and get people to believe the lie.
Free Palestine.
Like the plan last time, it was spoken about years in advance. They would throw little hints out, and then we already know behind the scenes, the hospitals was in on it, the World Health Organization, Trump and his cabinet. Then they just implemented it. Boom.
Not now.
Free Palestine.
Not ever, sister.
Stop stole the island, another island, and claim it's yours, but it's not yours.
We have the island of Palestine. It's ours.
Oh my god, you already know it's Palestine's and you took her.
We take all the islands. The next island we're going to take is Russia.
He said it's Russia.
Is Russia.
Hey, he said we coming for Russia next. Okay, let's see.
Cab, wake up, bro. Like, awake. Cab, just stop.
Sister.
Of your island, and I know that you're
I'm
AI.
like
I'm
so
not
soft.
AI. How dare you?
Free Palestine.
I'm a island.
I love Palestine.
You love Palestine so much you think it's an island.
All right.
Free.
So you're gonna get what you're asking for. Like if in the fight business, you have two guys that fight, but then they're like, that fight was cool, but he got to fight him. This is the fight that everybody's been looking for. You got to fight the bear, right? Hey, so after verse Ezekiel 39:3, back to that those missiles, man. Isaiah 24:20 said the place is gonna shake at the Lord's presence. Yep, Ezekiel 38:20. Matter of fact, 19. For my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. So there should be a great shaking, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. Every wall is going to fall. That wall that you pray to, they come to it, which is not, it's It's not even they talking about it's the temple wall. It's not. There should be a great shaking. It says, thou shalt fall, back to Ezekiel 39:4, thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands, and the people that is with thee. I will give thee unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. All right, that land is going to be destroyed. And all thy bands, all thy armies. All right, those birds are going to have a feast. Like you just had that sign, they had all them crows over that land. Yeah, the birds are promised a feast. It says, thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Most High. Right? Many places are gonna be hit and get destroyed. So I will send a fire on Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles, for they shall know that I am the Lord. So parts of that land of Russia is gonna get hit too. Right? He's gonna send a fire on Magog. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel. All right, because they don't believe in the name of Yahweh Yahushua. They don't believe in his power. They don't call on him. All right, but you gonna know that name is gonna be magnified. That name that we've been given. All right, verse 8, behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Most High. This is the day whereof I have spoken. Right, this is that day that's been talked about. That day that's coming, the day of judgment. That great day. Right, that day that Esau has been made for perdition to happen. It says, and they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth. Yeah, they that dwell in the cities. So it jumps actually, and shall set on fire and burn the weapons. And this is after they're taken down. Both the shields and the bucklers, the bows, the arrows, and the handstaves, and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years. Right. So after all is said and done, all of this, the weaponry and stuff they have over there is going to be destroyed anyway. Right, and our captivity is going to be. Everything is going to be shifted. The nations are going to come serve. The Edomites are going to rebuild, and they're going to have to. It talks about that. They're going to have to bury all of the dead. It's going to be continual employment. All right, but just prophecy, just to think about, because you have to keep in mind the vision. I would say where there's no vision, the people perish. And this is what our vision is ultimately on. You know, watch all this other shit. You know, it's interesting, entertainment forms, but this is what we're here for. Right? Call Loyam Laya How by Shema Shai, by Shema Kakadash Shalom to the elect.